Welcome to this tutorial on PowerShell Advanced Functions and CMDLET binding. In this video, you'll learn how to transform your basic PowerShell functions into professional CMDLETs with advanced capabilities. CMDLET binding is a powerful feature that unlocks a whole new level of functionality for your custom functions. By the end of this tutorial, you'll understand how to add CMDLET capabilities to your functions and make them behave just like the built-in PowerShell commands you use every day. So what exactly is CMDLET binding? CMDLET binding is a special attribute that you add to your PowerShell functions to convert them from basic functions into advanced functions with CMDLET-like capabilities. Think of it as a switch that unlocks powerful features. When you add CMDLET binding to a function, it automatically gains access to features like parameter validation, pipeline support, and common parameters. These are the same capabilities that built-in PowerShell CMDLETs have, and now your custom functions can have them too. Let's look at the difference between a basic function and an advanced function. On the left, you see a basic function called getGreeting. It has a simple param block with a name parameter and returns a greeting string. It's straightforward but limited. On the right, you see the same function but with one crucial addition, the CMDLET binding attribute in square brackets at the very top. This single line transforms the function into an advanced function. The rest of the code stays exactly the same, but now this function has access to all the advanced features we're about to explore. CMDLET binding provides 4 key benefits. First, it gives you common parameters automatically. Your function will support parameters like verbose, debug, and error action without you having to define them manually. Second, you get parameter validation, which provides built-in validation and type checking for your parameters. Third, it enables pipeline support, allowing your function to process objects from the pipeline efficiently. And fourth, you unlock advanced features like should process for confirmation prompts, parameter sets for different ways to call your function, and much more. These features make your functions robust and professional. Let's look at the basic syntax for using CMDLET binding. You place the CMDLET binding attribute in square brackets directly above your function definition, before the word function. In this example, we have a function called getUserInfo. Notice the CMDLET binding attribute at the top. Inside the function, we can now use writeVerbose to output detailed information. When someone runs this function with the verbose parameter, they'll see the message processing user and the name. Without CMDLET binding, writeVerbose would do nothing. The key thing to remember is that CMDLET binding goes right at the top, before your function keyword. Let's explore the common parameters that CMDLET binding automatically adds to your function. The verbose parameter displays detailed execution information, perfect for troubleshooting or understanding what your function is doing step by step. The debug parameter shows debugging messages and can pause execution, which is invaluable when you're tracking down issues. The error action parameter lets users control how errors are handled, whether to stop execution, continue silently, or display warnings. And warning action controls how warnings are displayed. All of these parameters are added automatically when you use CMDLET binding, and users can use them just like they would with any built-in PowerShell CMDLET. One of the most important CMDLET binding parameters is support should process. When you set support should process to true, your function automatically gets what if and confirm parameters. This is crucial for functions that make changes, like deleting files or modifying system settings. In this example, we have a remove custom file function. The should process method asks for confirmation before actually removing the file. If a user runs this function with the what if parameter, it will show what would happen without actually doing it. With confirm, it will prompt the user before proceeding. This makes your functions safer and more user-friendly, especially for operations that could have significant consequences. Let's recap what you've learned. First, CMDLET binding is the attribute that transforms basic functions into advanced CMDLETs with powerful capabilities. Second, It enables common parameters like verbose and debug automatically, without you having to write any extra code. Third, support should process adds what if and confirm parameters for safe operations that modify data or systems. And finally, using CMD-let binding is essential for professional PowerShell function development. It's the difference between amateur scripts and production-ready tools. Now, you have the knowledge to create robust, professional functions that behave just like PowerShell's built-in CMD-lets. Thank you for watching, and happy scripting.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.